Hi guys, I'm Sean. This is Anelsa. Gus is upstairs, and this is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily. And I am back. I'm still following the farmer situation in India. I know you guys have been reaching out to me with a bunch of links and videos and articles and all of that. So thanks again. Keep that sort of stuff coming. I'm doing my best to get to as much of it as I have time for. One of the things that I've been sort of thinking about recently is the different singers, the Punjabi singers that I listen to. And kind of wondering what their thoughts are on the situation. And so I know that Sidhu Moosewala has come out in support of the farmers. I had heard that Diljit was being a little bit quiet initially, but now as I understand it, he's started to make some noise and has actually come out in favor of the farmers to support their protest. And so I wanted to look at a few things sort of related to that today. And so I was going to start with this video. This is from December 3rd. So this was before Diljit got into sort of a Twitter spat. You guys probably heard about that. And so I'm going to take a look at this video initially. And so this is with Parmish Verma. Now, I don't know Parmish. I haven't actually heard any of his music before, so this is going to be my introduction, and I will want to, of course, react to some of his music after this, but this is sort of the first step. So we've got this news story from NDTV. Diljit Dosangh has stayed away from controversy, but ... Now, of course, we know that he didn't stay away from controversy for too long because things have been happening over the last couple of days. But let's see what Parmish has to say here. All right.
Singer Parmish Verma, who's also been present at those protests, and he's supporting the farmers' cause. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Are you hopeful that there will be some solution found soon to the farmer agitation, given that they're sitting on the streets outside of Delhi? And you've also been there with them. You're going in a few days to join them again.
Wow.
Everybody from our fraternity has been taking turns. I went a couple of days ago. We
interesting.
To go back in a couple of days as well.
And I had sort of heard this even with some of the villages where they're sort of taking shifts, if you will.
So I believe everybody's joining hands, and I'm all in. Just ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ help ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, we are obviously doing our best. Yesterday I was there. That's exactly what I said. I said this is not just a farmers protest anymore, or it wasn't to start with, to be very honest. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ Punjab the pillar of farming, and this is one of the most important. Growing up, we used to say that Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. We used to respect the farmer as much as the soldier, or you could say the other way around, that we respect the soldier as much as the...
I had heard that sort of slogan where one respects the soldier and the farmer equally. I'd certainly heard that before.
The farmers. So ये पहले दिन से ही सिर्फ किसानों का ही मुद्दा नहीं था. I think this was a Punjab मुद्दा, and we are so glad that Haryana has joined us. Haryana is arms with us, and I went there a couple of days ago. और हरियाणा क्या जितने भी हमारे farmer भाई थे, they are supporting us. They are there, and they've joined a protest while people were going through Haryana. So I think this...
So as I understand it, this would be sort of another region within India that has joined these farmers to protest.
Is not a Punjab issue or a Kisan issue anymore, and people from other states have joined as well. So I think this is about time that the government takes these issues very seriously, and people have been patient from past 2.5 months. They've been waiting, they've been protesting quietly, they've been, waiting for an answer. But when they weren't heard, this is the last resort that they had to take.
All right, and what do you think about the criticism that's been there? There have been accusations, that it's just the Punjab farmers who are protesting.
Yes.
They've been politically instigated, and there's also been this entire ugly controversy regarding the Khalistan cause.
And you guys know I've been sort of wading into all of this stuff. So this is very interesting to me. She was sort of speaking to that whole notion that it's just Punjabi farmers, and how come it's just them that are sort of disenfranchised, and why aren't there more farmers joining the cause? And I think what Parmish Verma is saying is actually they are.
See, I am really disappointed, and mark my, I apologize for my words for saying this on national TV, but then some of the TV channels, their behavior has been absolutely disappointing, and you cannot expect such news from national channels, because they take 2 clips and they keep repeating all those 2 clips. I said this a couple of days ago कि आपने 2 क्लिप दिखा के पूरी कम्युनिटी, रादर एक पूरे स्टेट को एंटी नेशनल का लेबल दे दिया है, आतंकवादी कह के उनको प्रमोट करने लगे हो. दे नीड टू नो कि जब किसानों का प्रोटेस्ट था, जब उन पे आंसू गैस के गोले फेंके जा रहे थे, पानी.
I wish I knew what he was saying here, guys. I kind of assumed the whole thing was going to be in English, so maybe you can fill me in on some of these details here.
बुछारें हो रही थी. जब पानी खत्म हो गया, उन्हीं किसानों ने बाद में पुलिस को बिठा के लंगर छिकाया, खाना खिलाया. और प्रोटेस्ट.
Just going to double check, make sure there are no subtitles for this. Oh, it says English auto-generated, so we actually might have some subtitles. I'm going to go back here just to see if we get a little bit more here.
They need to know कि जब
unfortunately not.
था, जब उन पे आंसू गैस के गोले फेंके जा रहे थे, पानी की बुछारें हो रही थी, जब पानी खत्म हो गया, उन्हीं किसानों ने बाद में पुलिस को बिठा के लंगर छिकाया, खाना खिलाया. और प्रोटेस्ट के बाद वो सड़कें खुद साफ करके जा रहे हैं. दिन रात वहां लंगर चल रहा है. Everybody is so peacefully protesting. Why aren't?
Yeah, that's sort of the thing that I get the sense it feels very peaceful. And when actually I watched that video the other day by Scoop Whoop, and the gentleman took us like right into the thick of it. And one of the commenters was saying, does this feel like terrorist activity to you? Does it feel like there's anything nefarious going on here? And the answer I would say is no. They seem just like some hardworking farmers who are there to air their grievances with the government. And so I certainly didn't get any nefarious feelings there. And so it was really good to sort of see what's actually going on the ground level. I actually have to say, I totally relate to what Parmish is saying here. The whole notion of these big news channels showing the same 30-second clip over and over and over again to sort of rile people up. I'm just so glad that I don't watch the corporate news anymore, that I don't have that TV on 24 hours a day, creating that agitation in me. So certainly I can relate to what Parmish is saying here, and it's certainly refreshing to get different perspectives separate from those sort of main news sources, if you will, or those mainstream news sources.
Those videos being shown, अगर एक there was such manipulation, big manipulation in news की दिखाया जा रहा था कि पुल से barricades नीचे फेंके जा रहे थे, and they were saying look at these people, they are so anti-national, they are doing such crimes. And when you see the other side of the video, they are actually making way for an ambulance. There is a video on a TV channel, a regional TV channel,
I hadn't seen
where
that.
this guy is crying in an ambulance and people are making way for him. I mean, yes, I understand they are protesting, but they are not being anti-national or unlawful. लंगर भी वो कर रहे हैं, पहले डांगे खाते हैं, जुत्ती खाते हैं, उसके बाद वो खाना खिला रहे हैं यार. इससे
Did he say langar?
इससे ज़्यादा
You might be talking about now how they're, and by the way, they're also feeding the police officers that are spraying them with the water cannons and throwing the tear gas at them. But I don't know if that's what he's saying. I thought I might have heard him say the word langar there.
इससे ज़्यादा ह्यूमैनिटी की और क्या एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं पंजाबी? आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट हमारे फेवर में बोलो, एटलीस्ट जो, क्योंकि इंडिया के बाकी स्टेट्स के जो लोग हैं उनको पंजाब के साथ नेशनल मीडिया जोड़ रहा है, तो एटलीस्ट ये नेशनल मीडिया की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आप लड़ाई गलत क्लिप दिखाओ और दूसरी क्लिप भी दिखाओ. एटलीस्ट गिव पीपल ऑफ इंडिया एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू डिसाइड फॉर देमसेल्व्स.
Yeah, okay. So he's now I'm going to have to sort of wade in here a little bit, guys, because obviously there's a language barrier here. But what I think he's saying is that the national media outlets need to take a more balanced approach to this, where they are going to, where they need to sort of accurately reflect what's going on both sides and then let the people decide. I think what Parmish is saying here is that the media news outlets, or at least the big ones, are not doing a good job of that they aren't presenting the situation accurately. And when you don't do that, you don't give people a chance to, make that decision, because they don't have the information to, they don't have the right information to base that decision on. And so I'm totally right in line with what Parmish is saying here.
Punjabi कैसे हैं, Sikh कैसे हैं? You cannot label the whole community with 2 5-second, 10-second clips.
Now, Parmish, there's also been this very, very ugly Twitter spat that went on all day yesterday between Diljit Dosangh and Kangana Ranaut.
We're going to get to that next.
Each of us had to get the Punjabi translator to understand exactly what was being said, but it seemed that
as I understand it, they were having sort of a spat on Twitter, and so this was an actress in Diljit Dosangh. She made some wild accusations. Like I said, guys, I'll talk about that in another video, but it's interesting to hear them sort of speak to that. What I heard was that basically the Twitter conversation was in Hindi, and so there were a lot of people that wanted to follow the drama, but needed a translation. So actually I found a news story that actually went through and translated some of that. So maybe we'll get to that, but I've also seen some really cool summary videos that I'm keen to check out.
really hit out at one another. Your view of that?
Slander becomes the tool of the fool. See, I don't know Diljit Paji very personally, but he's senior to us. He's representing Punjab on national and international levels. He is one person who stayed away from controversy all his career. And everybody has tried to avoid her comments so far, but she has been dropping her standards so low. You cannot be... हमारी माता के बारे में उन्होंने comment किया था. She is a farmer. She owns 13 acres land. How could you just say कि 100 रुपए में ये दादी available? I mean, that's such disrespectful words for an 80-year-old. Forget the fact that you are, you're
yeah, so this is, and I can't help but sort of speak to this, but as I understand it, this actress was basically accusing this 80-year-old woman of being like a for pay protester, I guess, that someone was like paying her to be part of the protest. And so, very obviously a very hurtful thing to say, especially when, as I understand it, of course, this is just an old woman who's just protesting. She wasn't paid money to show up. She just feels strongly about the cause.
Celebrity, any 80-year-old person, you cannot use such words for a person that old. Being a lady herself, I'm really sorry. Being a lady herself, she's using such words. Or 100 रुपए में बठिंडे से दिल्ली कौन जाएगा? This is so silly. Why would you? All the comments are baseless. She says stuff without any facts. And I mean, this shouldn't have happened, but I think, from my perspective, Diljit Paji would have obviously felt really bad, and, he would have just said something that came from his heart. I mean, she just went so low, commenting such random stuff, and you could see from her tweets how she's diverging from the main fact. I've only said one thing, कि अगर ये farmers का bill है, farmers के लिए है, तो उनको decide करने दो ना. अगर एक बुजुर्ग ने सड़क क्रॉस करनी नहीं है, आप उसकी बाजू पकड़े कहोगे, चल यार दूसरे पासे. You cannot force someone to say कि यार ये आपके लिए अच्छा है. And that's where I believe national media comes into place. People who are in other states, they don't know what's going on. So they are saying आपको नहीं पता ये लोगों के लिए अच्छा है bill, because they don't know what farmers are protesting for. So I think I'm urging to everybody who is from India, who is from other states, who probably don't know about this issue as much, please do some research, at least try and understand कि जिन लोगों के लिए जो bill बनाया गया, अगर वो ही नहीं खुश, how could you force happiness on somebody? And there are एक नहीं, दो नहीं, हजार नहीं, लाखों लोग वहां पे protest कर रहे हैं. There must be some reason. And 80-year-old, 90 और 70, 80, 90 साल के लोगों ने कोई ticket नहीं लेनी. उन्होंने अपनी कोई वाहवाही नहीं करवानी. They don't want.
Gosh, I wish I knew what he was saying.
They don't know what likes and tweets is.
Exactly.
Those people are there क्योंकि उन्होंने सारी जिंदगी वो मिट्टी के साथ मिट्टी हुए हैं, and you cannot take their human right. You cannot take their own.
To sort of insinuate that either they're being paid to protest or they're being fooled into protesting or they're being used as pawns. I've certainly sort of heard that before, and I think that Parmish is sort of standing up to that and saying, "Hey, this ain't, don't cast those labels on us. This is our human right. You can't, take our homeland." Is I think, well, it's exactly what he's saying here.
From their own land from there. And the fact that they cannot, one of the bills says that they cannot take their issues to high court and
I had heard this.
I think they are taking their, they're taking their rights away from them. I think this is very unethical, not just unfair.
All right, Parmish, well, thank you so much for speaking.
Wow. Okay. So that was interesting. I've now met Parmish, and so I'll definitely have to check out some of his music. Sounds like he's really sort of getting ahead of things here. Speaking out for the farmers, actually being involved in the protests himself. Like he said, he was there a few days ago. He's going back. And so that's really good to see. I think he was saying there, though, that Diljit in general has sort of like steered clear of maybe some controversy, but it sounds like he is has started to wade into the thick of it over these past couple of days here. So if you guys want to see me do a video about that, about Diljit and this actress and their controversy on Twitter, well, make sure to keep on top of things by clicking the subscribe button. Click the little bell icon. Choose all from the drop-down menu so you can get updated every time we upload a new video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave that thumbs up button and let me know what else you guys would like me to react to or check out down there in the comments. Love hearing from you guys. This is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily, IRH, signing off. Bye-bye, guys.